You talk quite a bit in your materials about helping youth name their full potential and helping them discover whom God has created them to be, really living into their gifts and their unique identity. How do you help youth identify those gifts, and what do you do to nurture them in a community like a church?
Well, I do think we have to be intentional. And so one of the things that I recommend around what we do in Project New Generation is that we do what we call a SWOT analysis, allowing and helping them to identify what their strengths are, what their weaknesses, what their opportunities are, and what the threats are. Once we can identify those things, we help them leverage their strengths and opportunities to countermand whatever weaknesses and threats they have. Now, simultaneously, I also employ that teams or people who are working with them, and we use in Project New Generation, is a methodology developed by Dr. Naeem Akbar. Dr. Naeem Akbar wrote this book, Know Thyself, and really pointed toward those who of the African diaspora who've experienced racism and feel as though their lives have been defined or constrained as a result. And so he uses this three-pronged approach of deconstruction, reconstruction, and construction to deconstruct what racism has taught or made us to believe, and then reconstruct from it that which is salvageable, and then based upon that, began to construct new paradigms that are free from those racism and discrimination attitudes. Applying that and working with youth, I would suggest that as they understand and begin to come into the knowledge of who they are, their strengths, their weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, those weaknesses and threats are offset by the strengths and opportunities. Let's deconstruct those weaknesses, what they believe are their weaknesses and their threats. Reconstruct out of that which is salvageable, and then construct from that, as well as their strengths and opportunities, a paradigm that allows them to self-identify, to know themselves, be confident about themselves, and then equip them with that which is necessary to achieve that. Now, how do I suggest that ministries can do that? I think part of that, way you can do that is to specifically identify quote unquote mentors and navigators, people who are somewhat related to their areas of gifting, areas of interest, and etc., and allow them to engage, if you will, develop relationship with them, and as a result, that they become more confident about who they are, but they also expose themselves to opportunities and networks so that they can begin to realize vision and realize their own potential and value.
Thank you.